My name is Tan Kin Lian. I want to give my views about how to increase the birth rate in Singapore. Now, our birth rate has been declining over the past 30 over years, and it is now one of the lowest in the world. Now, why is our birth rate so low? Many people say the cost of living is too high. I'm not certain about my jobs. I don't know whether I can afford to raise children. In fact, I don't even know whether I can afford to get married. So we do have these factors discouraging people from having children. Now, this is a problem with us for more than 30 years. The government recognizes it and they try to introduce incentives. They call it the baby bonus. So over the years, we have got baby bonus package number 1, number 2, number 3, I lost count. In spite of all these packages, our birth rate continues to drop. Quite clearly, these incentives are not working. So we have to think out of the box. What else can we do? Do we want to increase the birth rate? Of course we have to. Otherwise we have no country. Then Singaporeans as a people, we will be extinct. So what can we do? Now my proposal is to give a monthly allowance, $500 for each child until age 16. Now, $500 a month until age 16. Of course, we don't want the family to have 12 children, so we can set a cap. 3 children per family. Now, I've spoken this idea with women, and they tell me, some of them says, I'm not interested, I prefer a career. And that's true, that's true. I have no doubt about that. Some women want to have a career, but I believe that there are other women who may opt to be a homemaker. You know that long ago, in most families, there's one person working, and the woman stay at home to raise a family, to take care of the home. Today, this kind of traditional family doesn't work anymore. Why? Because the man does not earn enough to support the family. So the woman have to come out to work. So if we were to provide an adequate incentive, $500 a month for each child, maybe some women will say, I would opt for this. I like to be a homemaker. And especially, it has to be targeting at the younger people. Women who have not started to work, who didn't go to university, who didn't go to polytechnic. After maybe secondary school, they say, yes, I would opt to be a homemaker. I will raise a family. I can afford. My husband is working. I get this allowance from the government, from the state. I will opt for this. Now, I believe that if we can get 1/3, half of the women to opt for this, then we will have a better chance to improve our birth rate. Now, furthermore, when a woman marries young, before going to university, and she marries young in the early 20s, they are more productive. Today, we have many women who married when they are working for more than 10 years, and they decide to then settle down and have children. They find it difficult because they are in their 30s, they are not so productive. So by encouraging younger people to start a family early, they are more productive, and then it's easier to have children. Now, each year in Singapore, our birth rate is about 33,000 babies. But 40, 50 years ago, it is 60,000 births a year. So with half, in spite of the population being bigger, we have less babies. And the reason is more people are not getting married, they are marrying late, they have difficulty in having children. So we need to reverse this. So my proposal is then to give this monthly allowance so that we can encourage some of the women who opt to be homemakers, that they have this choice. Now, it doesn't mean that being a homemaker, you are stuck with being a homemaker. When the children grow up, go to school, some of the women may come into the workforce. Well, what can they do? There are plenty of jobs that they can do. We need people to care for child care, preschool. We need them to be caring for older people. Now, if a woman is familiar with looking after babies, they are quite likely to be quite good at looking at other people's babies, taking care of young children, even taking care of older people. And there will be also jobs in the service sector, cooking, serving food, cooking food, and so on. And women with these duties, they'll be very good for this kind of trades. Even today, with our internet, there are business that can be done at home, work can be done at home, e-commerce and so on. So there are opportunities for women to continue in the productive work when the children have grown up. So we should make this possible by giving such a incentive. Now, some people say, Mr. Tan, most likely only the lower income people will opt for this incentive. And they are already producing children. I say it's okay. If we can give them the financial help, they will be able to look after their children better. And then the children can grow up to be more productive because they are well taken care of. I think it's all right. And some people say, should this only be given to non-working women? I say no, it should be given to anybody. If a woman is working and wants to have children, it should be entitled to this benefit. Who knows? Maybe the woman wants to be working, and the husband can be the homemaker. So we should make this available to every family. No restriction about, no complicated rules, no restriction. Of course, this benefit will replace the baby bonus. We don't need the baby bonus. So maybe the family says, all right, I will be taking this monthly allowance. I don't need the baby bonus. Now, there is also another factor which I like to add. I have to refer to my notes here. Yes, how much will this cost? Now here I assume that we have 40,000 babies a year. The cost in the first year, only 240 million. That's very small. But of course, each year more and more babies will qualify. So at the end of 16 years, the cost will be 3.8 billion. Now, of course, we must offset against what we are now paying through all the baby bonus packages. So if we were to offset, maybe I estimate the real cost, the net cost, to be $2 billion a year. Now, $2 billion is a lot of money, but it's not a huge sum of money, because every year we spend on defense and education $35 billion. Maybe we can save some money there. No need to spend so much on defense, no need to spend so much on education, and that $2 billion can come from there for this family allowance for children. And also we can save money on infrastructure. We are spending too much money on infrastructure. So the total cost is not that much. Now, what about other countries? Do they have such a scheme? And the answer is yes. Many countries do provide an allowance to the family, maybe not as much as I've suggested, $500 a month. It's a matter of degree. In Singapore, our cost of living is high, so we do need to give more. Otherwise, we will not be able to solve our birth rate problem. So let me then summarize. It's very important that we increase our birth rate. Our strategies in the past, the baby bonuses, does cost a lot of money, but it's not producing the results. I am suggesting that we should introduce a new incentive to replace the old incentive, give a monthly allowance, $500 a month to families for each child, maximum of 3 children in the family, until the child gets age 16. I hope that there will be many young people who will opt for this and start their family young, and I hope that this will help to increase our birth rate. Thank you.